Good evening, everybody, and it's 8 o'clock, and welcome to today's episode of Beyond Medicine. We are very fortunate to have Dr. Thankam Subramonian amongst us, and Dr. Gayatri Shashikumar will be having a fireside chat with her. Dr. Gayatri is a consultant anesthesiologist at Manipal Hospital, Old Airport Road, Bangalore. She did her MBBS and DA from Trivandrum Medical College and DNB Anesthesia from Regional Cancer Center, Trivandrum. She also did a fellowship in pediatric anesthesia from Vancouver. She has several publications in national and international journals, has contributed book chapters, and is an editorial member of the Indian Association of Pediatric Anesthesia newsletter. She is currently the secretary of the Indian Association of Pediatric Anesthesiologists, Karnataka, and an auditor of the Asian Society of Pediatric Anesthesia. The IAPA, ASPA, and EPLS trainer, and a teacher and examiner for the National Board of Anesthesia. Her special interests include pediatric anesthesia, airway surgeries. She is part of Dr. Raman's team, who was recently on Marvelous Medicine, talking about aerodigestive disorders. She's also interested in regional anesthesia and acute pain management, simulation and anesthesia, and non-technical skills. Gayatri was part of the team that started the Indian Journal of Anesthesia podcast, which were immensely popular, and is also a regular interviewer in the Luminary Lounge series, which is done by Dr. Murli Tondabavi and two others. Thank you, Dr. Thankam, for immediately accepting our invitation to join a Marvelous Medicine program, though you are still recuperating. And thank you, Gayatri, for agreeing to interview her. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Vidya ma'am, for this very kind introduction. At the outset, I'd like to thank the entire team of Marvelous Medicine, Vidya ma'am and Patta Krishna sir, for giving me the opportunity to interview someone whom I have begun to admire a lot and who I believe is now a very good friend of mine. We both belong to the same alma mater, so that's what brought us close in the first place. So, whom we're going to interview today is someone who makes the rest of us look like we are living in slow motion. By day, she is a fetal medicine specialist who takes care of complexities before birth. But if you were to look for her at 5 a.m. in the morning, she would be in the middle of some complex yoga pose or running with her friends at runner's high. If you were to look at her in the evening, she would be probably lost in the notes of her song or the strings of her veena. Vacation for Dr. Thankam, it means volunteering with Doctors Without Borders, and birthdays and anniversaries are what she earmarks every year for donating blood in Manipal Hospital where she works. Now, she's someone who treks mountains for fun. She eats one meal a day and is someone who likes to be in charge of her health. Now, I had the good opportunity to speak to a few of her friends and family, and almost all of them describe her as mad and stubborn. But they also say that she's a glue that keeps all of them together and is someone who never forgets to wish her friends and people on their birthdays. I try to ask ma'am how she remembers all this. I hope she tells us her secret. So, what we're going to discuss today is that 10 years ago, she decided to give a part of herself to a stranger. And this month, after a decade-long battle, she finally succeeded in doing it. So please welcome the unstoppable Dr. Thankam.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. You have built up the hype so much. I don't know whether I'll be able to live
I just realized, Thankam ma'am, that I have just described 12 different lives that you live. Okay. So my first question to you is very simple. What do you eat? Because somebody who eats one meal a day cannot have as much energy as you have.
Honestly, it's more of what I don't eat, which matters.
Okay. Do you have any tips for all of us? What should we not eat?
Less carbs.
Okay.
Less carbs, more fiber, more vitamins, more protein. Carbs only minimal, whatever you need depending on your activity level.
Okay. So you're not giving away the whole of your secret, I can see, but we'll get it from you
There is
later.
no secret. I'm a vegetarian. So
Okay.
my plate, if you look at the meal that I have, it will have one, it will have a sprouts, it will have a lot of vegetables and it's a rainbow plate. It will very colorful, and vegetables can be raw, steamed, half cooked, and fully cooked. Dal, seeds.
Okay. All right. So I think I hope everyone's making a note of that. Dr. Thankam, I happened to speak to your brother last night. Okay. And he told me, Thankam, I asked him, how do you remember your sister as a child? He said, my sister was very studious. She was bookwormish, but never very athletic. Pleasantly shocked when you started running marathons, but he was not at all surprised when you started winning medals because he said Tangam has always been somebody who was very competitive and whatever she sets out for, she always, strives excellence in that. So I want to ask you, you started so for anyone who doesn't know Tangam ma'am's history, she started running marathons when you were around 50, ma'am?
Yeah, 49. When I was
49, yes.
49. Yeah, when my
So
son left for college, I found I had a few, little extra time early in the morning, and
hmm.
the running bug had bitten me by then,
Mhm.
and then I started running.
So, I heard this very interesting story about how you first got introduced to running. So, I spoke to Dr. Sudha, your friend, and she said they had come to she and her husband had come to Bangalore for a run, and that's the first time I think you ran with them for a 5K run. And then she
Yeah.
said to me, after a year there was this another. So she got hooked on to running from then, and then 1 year after in Mysuru there was another run, and Sudha ma'am said, let me just pace down for Tangam because, I need to keep pace with her. So I need to encourage her because it's the first run. And she's like, she comes to the Mysuru run and she's just running at a pace much faster than mine. So what did you do in that 1 year
Well,
that got
actually,
you to outdo the people who introduced you to running?
well, no, honestly, even before that first 5K run which Sudha was talking about, I was doing a couple of 10. I had done a couple of 5Ks before that. And even after that, I kept running. I kept running.
Hmm.
There was no formal training or anything. But
Okay.
whenever I found an opportunity, weekends, and then almost daily, I would be running on the treadmill. So maybe
Mhm.
that's why. Yes.
Yeah, I think they were very upset to see that you were running so fast.
I'm hardly a
Okay.
competition in marathon running alone. Your competition is only yourself. That is one thing you have to know. You have to outdo your timing. You are not in competition with anyone else. Everyone is on their own journey. There is really
Hmm.
no competition.
Yes, that is something that you said so well. So I want to ask you something. Now, I was talking to another friend of yours, Hema ma'am, and she said, half of the days I get up from bed and go for a run only because Tangam is ready and calls me from near her car saying, "Come down, I'm ready, and we're going for a run." So, and I talked to a lot of people who said the same thing to me that you are the one who actually pulls the whole team or the group together and kind of motivates them even before a walk. You give them a list of things that they should have.
Oh
So,
yes.
what keeps that internal drive on?
Like my brother said, once I sign up for something, I take it till the end. So I don't like giving up. Like my father used to say, never leave a stone unturned. So I'll put my 100% effort in once I commit to it.
Okay, all right. So, Tanga ma'am, you can see that I've been talking to a lot of your friends, okay?
Yes, I'm
So,
seeing
there was
that.
another person I spoke to, and Radhika ma'am, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
she's there.
So she was telling me that the both of you joined Runners High around the same time, isn't it, Radhika ma'am?
Ye- Yes, I joined
Ye-
a little bit before she did, but I was as
Yes.
raw as could be.
Yes. And then she said to me, Tanga ma'am, that I will never forget what Tangam said, because you used to have these meetings where people would introduce each other. I mean, you'll introduce yourself and you'll state your health goal. And she said, I immediately perked up when I heard Tangam's health goal. Radhika ma'am, do you want to share that with us?
Yeah, I think it's a moment that I will never forget in, this whole life. We're sitting there at breakfast and we were introducing ourselves to the running group, and we're all saying, I do this and I would like to do this with my life. And then it's Tangam's turn, and then she says, I'm Tangam. I've been running for a year. I've joined to maybe one day do a marathon, and I want to donate a kidney uh, while I'm living. And it's like, okay, can I? It's the moment when the rest of the world just fades, and you're just
Mm.
listening to this person saying, "What did I hear that right?" And and it's not something, it's not vanity, it's not fake. It's something that she has then worked on. This was 10 years ago, and it's that 10-year journey that she's been on to do this. And it's truly, it's not just competition, it's that aim to do something and to do it well and to see it to its fruition. It's just commendable.
Absolutely. And it's so wonderful that you were there when she first said it out loud, probably, and then you have seen it to the end for her now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Dr. Tangam, so I'm now going to start with your journey, okay? Because I think that's a very interesting one. So, we'll start off with 2014. So, you were a fetal medicine specialist working at Manipal Hospital, and then you happened to hear a talk conducted by the ZCCK, which is the Zonal Coordination Committee of Karnataka, on awareness for organ donation, right?
That's true.
So, yes, do you want to tell us what happened after that meeting?
Yeah. This office was located in Nimhans, and they were doing this organ donation awareness drive. There were teams of doctors who were going around all the most big hospitals, corporates, and giving talks on, motivating doctors and other hospital staff, and increasing the awareness about organ donation. And they came to our hospital also, and this was in May 2014. And I remember I was really inspired by it. And like many of us signed up for it immediately. There was a form to be filled, and then they would process it and send us the organ donor card. And immediately I signed up for it. And all the organs, the possibilities, everything was there, all boxes ticked, and very proudly carrying it around. But later I came to know that even though your paperwork is complete and you are having this card with you, a very small percentage actually translates to donation after death. So that got me thinking, what is the use of this thing? What is the use of this exercise when I'm no longer in control? So that means circumstances will be deciding whether I'll be actually able to donate my organs post my death or not. And I did not want that. That sounded like a suboptimal situation to me. I wanted to be in charge, and I wanted to do it when I was still alive. And the organ I could spare without any harm to my own life is one of my two kidneys. And that's when I decided I should do it.
So, Tanga ma'am, you decided that you want to give the kidney. Who was the first person you expressed this desire to? And what was that person's reaction? Do you remember?
Yeah. Actually, it was in my head for maybe a week or something.
Mhm.
And in December of 2016, that time my hospital, Manipal Hospital, Bangalore, was celebrating its 25th anniversary, if I remember right. And the management had held a sort of a lunch, celebratory lunch for the consultants.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about it for a week, and then I knew that Dr. Sudarshan Ballal, the chief of nephro at that time, and he was a transplant medicine department head also. Uh, I thought I should approach him. He will be the best person.
So he was the
And
first person you told this out loud to?
yes,
Yes. Will I get you in trouble for this?
yes.
Okay, sorry. All right, okay. Yes. But
Because
now the
I
deed
could
is done.
anticipate my family's reaction. No, I could predict. So
Okay.
I wanted to know how absurd I sounded and whether it is at all in the realms of possibility. So I walked up to sir and I told sir, can I speak to you for a second? And I want to donate my kidney. He said, to whom? I said, that you have to tell, sir. He said, what did you just say? It was not quite registering. Then I said, sir, I want to donate my kidney altruistically. I have done little bit of research in the last 1 week. It has happened in Kerala, and a couple of cases have happened in Karnataka. So, but I mean, sorry, in Maharashtra, but I could not find any reference for Karnataka. So I wanted to approach you. I was very happy that though it had not been done before, he didn't immediately, brush aside my idea or, just dismiss it outright. He said, okay, Thangam, come and meet me tomorrow. Let's talk more in detail. We'll see. So this was during that lunch. So that was December of 2016.
So I hope everyone listening is noticing how Sangamam remembers even the day, the month, and the year very well. Every time she tells me her story, she remembers. Sometimes she'll even tell me the date, 24th February 2022, and things like that. Sangamam, you spoke to Dr. Balal. How did your family react to this when you first told them?
Of course, they were outraged. They were not at all supporting, in the sense that I can understand. None of them are medicos, and they can't even comprehend something like this. They were, wondering what has happened to me. Why this crazy idea popped into my head. And they started trying to tell me what other ways, better ways are there to help people.
Yes.
If you are interested, you can, set up a trust and put some funds into it. Have your friends spread the word. Get everyone to contribute. That trust funds can be used for dialysis and all that. I said, all that is noble, but I want to do what I want to do. And I said, maybe all that processes you people can do. I want to do this my way.
I want to. Okay. So, I was again speaking to another friend of yours who said when the first time Tangam came and told all of us, I think you were a group of four friends from college who were very
Yes.
close.
Yes.
So she told me that the first
Two
time
of them
Tangam came
actually flew down for my surgery. One from
yes,
Trivandrum and one from
Dr.
Singapore.
Sonia and Dr. Sudha,
That's how
yes.
blessed I am.
Yes,
After all these
absolutely.
years, they come, leave their work, leave their family, just to give me support.
Yes. And so all of them said the first time Tangam came and told us, we said absolutely not. We are not going to let you do this. And she said somehow I felt that she was disappointed in us for not understanding what she wanted. So was there any sense of disappointment
Yeah, there was a twinge of
when nobody, yeah.
Yeah, there was like I felt I didn't have anyone on my corner. I felt for a bit, but then I also realized that uh, if it were so, they would not have done what they did. So it is out of genuine care for me that they were,
Absolutely.
they were sort of opposing it. And
Yes.
once they realized that I'm not going to back down and I'm not going to give up, Then they said, okay, I have to support this girl.
Perfect. And do you remember who was the first to concede amongst all family and friend?
Yeah, I think it will be my brother. I think it will be
Yes.
my brother.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think it's, I don't know, Nataraj sir, are you here?
I thought I
Yes,
saw.
I'm here.
You're here? Okay. So can you
Yeah.
tell us what you felt when Thankam ma'am first told you, and then what made you start supporting her?
Um, I think she has explained it a little bit. We
Sir, can
really
you
did
switch your
think that,
camera on?
sure, happy to do that. But I think I'm getting a message saying I cannot start my video because it's disabled by the host. Maybe there's a setting that the host has to
No,
make
no,
or
no.
something.
That can't be true, sir. Please check because I am the host and
I say I'm getting a message. I was having the video on, then it switched off. I'm getting a
okay.
message on my Zoom
Ah.
saying that you cannot start your video because it is disabled by the host. I'll keep trying.
It doesn't matter. So you can just speak now, and then probably
Yeah.
when you're taking the next break, you can log in and log out and log back in again.
No problem. No problem. I think, my reaction was exactly as my sister has described. So for we all of us consistently thought that she has genuinely gone insane, and really, there's she's not really understood, and I think, we should all, she really is showing a mirror to us that at that time we did not give enough credibility to the fact that she's a doctor and she knows much more about medicine than all of us combined. And we should have listened to her. But the initial reaction was one of shock that this was not even possible. And just as, she mentioned that she has a twinge of regret. In hindsight, I have a twinge of regret that I did not do the kind of research that I should have done as early as the first time she told us. It took me a couple of, it took me a long time to get to the point of, hey, this is going to happen, so I better study about it and I better research this and so on. So initially shock, but eventually I said, hey, she's an independent individual. She's always been that, and she deserves to do what she wants to do in her life, and it's her right to do what she wants to do with her body. This is a pretty hot topic, all over the world as to do people have independence over their own bodies or not? And as long as they're not doing self-harm and they're doing it for a just cause, why not? At least that was my reasoning.
Yes. I think you said it very well. And I really am jealous of Tanga ma'am for having a brother so
So,
understanding.
thank you for
No,
saying
that's really true.
that.
Yes, yes. So he said
He's
a lot of
just
things to
he's
me
my
the night at night
best
last
pillar of
night.
support now.
Yes. So Tanga ma'am, so you now had your brother on your side, and your doctors were also helping you out. So would you like to tell everyone what your initial days looked like? So 2016, you first told Dr. And
Hello?
then until COVID was from the committee. Ma'am, can you hear us?
Yeah. You had broken
Yes.
off a little bit, but not again.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. So no, so I was just telling, can you just take everyone through your initial process, right? From 2016 up until COVID.
Yeah.
So what was it that you went through?
Yeah. So, like I said, I had approached Balal sir in the December of 2016, and after I spoke to him, I think, I mean, when I set out on this journey, I did not realize that it would be such an uphill task. Um, and to a small extent, I think even the doctors of the transplantation committee did not think it will be so strenuous and so difficult to get permission. So because immediately they started my workup, they said, okay, first we have to see whether you are fit enough to donate a kidney.
Yes.
So my medical workup or all the systems have to be cleared, not only the kidney, the renal scans, all that, then usual blood work, everything was done, and I came out okay. I was okay. Then they had to make sure I was really not crazy. So I had to get an evaluation, psych evaluation.
Psych evaluation.
Yes, by a psychiatrist and by two independent psychiatrists, and they had to declare me of being of sound mind to take the decision. That also happened. And then my my family, I had to bring them to my nephrologist, to have them to have my doctor answer their questions. So Dr. Rohan, he's my nephrologist, Dr. Rohan Agustin. So he patiently sat down with my husband, and he told him, it's not for the donor, it's not such a big deal medically. If you will allow me to explain in medical terms, the risk during the surgery is almost similar to what a lady undergoes when she has a cesarean section. So the number wise, that is the equivalent risk. Then post surgery, a person can live safely with one kidney. All that, the medical aspects of it was explained in detail. Of course, my family was not convinced, but that was part of the process. So that took a few months actually, over multiple sessions and sittings that happened. Then drawing up the family tree, that is part of the workup. That was I had to go to the Bangalore Corporation and tell them I need a family tree. We have to give an application. So then they tell, what is the reason? You have to give the indication that I want to donate my kidney. I said, okay, to whom? I said, I don't know to whom. Then the look is one of, incredulous, just, whoa, this crazy lady, what does she want to do? And they said, no, sorry, all this we don't accept here. We don't accept such requests here. And they turned me away. Then with the help of the transplant coordinator, she directed me to the sort of a head office type. This was a smaller office. And then I decided, okay, I will not tell them this crazy story. I need family tree for some other reason. I'm going to Medicine Sans Frontier. I'm going to serve with Doctors Without Borders. And it's a risky job. So I need to declare my properties, and this is my family, and so in case anything happened, these are my people who need to all that I explained. And then they took my application. And that went on for 2-3 months. They will call me again and then again ask for other, all that, all this government, this thing.
Yes.
Then the police verification, the police station, many visits to the police station, strange looks, sitting outside. Finally,
they had to come. They had to come to your house to interview your people to see if it was for monetary benefit and all
interview
that.
My neighbors also, videograph them. A bunch of people from 5-6 policemen came with the videographer. They interviewed my husband, my daughter. At that time, my daughter was here, and my neighbors also.
Yes.
So that was the process. Till then, COVID struck, a big blow, because the whole transplant, the whole hospital was almost like, only emergencies. So about 1.5 years went off there.
And then I don't know if people were paying attention, but she talked about Medicine Sans Frontiers, that is Doctors Without Borders. So in the midst of all these applications that were going on, that she had submitted, ma'am in 2022 decided that while all this is going on, I want to go serve with the Doctors Without Borders. Thankam ma'am, do you want to? So she wanted to do this when she was in college, but in 2022 there was something that happened that caused a profound kind of a desire for her to actually go and do it right now. Thankam ma'am, can you tell us what that was?
Yeah, actually, during my medicine days, I had heard, I think it must have been through some newspaper article or some magazine article. We didn't have the internet then. So that, doctors would fly to these remote villages in helicopters, and they would do cataract surgery and, sight savers type, that sort of that was like a dream job that I would have liked to do. But then those days, who listens to young girls' desires and aspirations? You get married, you do PG, you have children, you start job, and I fell into the normal rut. But this was always at the back of my mind, and I was just postponing. Okay, let my kids become little big. Now that I have postponed it, let them get to high school, let them go to college. That sort of, I was procrastinating basically. Then February 24th, 2022, the Ukraine war broke out. And I think it was on the first day or second day, I'm not sure. I saw one pregnant lady being carried in a stretcher by 4 civilians from a building which was bombed in Kiev, and she was being carried out, and later that story continued at that lady had died. And then I thought, enough this, let me do this, let me do that. You are not never going to wet your feet after the waves come to a stop. You want to do it, you do it now, I told myself. And I applied almost the same week. I started my application process with Médecins Sans Frontières. It's a long process. Again, I knew that, but when I went through it, it's not that suddenly they will let you work with them. There's a long process. They will even contact your alma mater. They will, this many hours of studies has she done, because this is about about a standard medical education and experience across the globe. So they need to know whom they are taking into their international mobile service. So that took a while, and after at a certain point, my sort of career manager at that time, his name was Dr. Ritam Chakravarti. He said, Doctor, we are very happy with your profile and your CV and all that, but I see that you have been rather out of touch from mainstream obstetrics and gynecology. I had by then sort of subspecialized into fetal medicine. So I was not doing mainstream obstetrics and gynecology. And the places where we'll be deploying you, they don't need fetal medicine. They need basic obstetrics. They need people who will conduct deliveries, cesareans, all that. So that was the sort of journey of MSF.
And let me tell everyone that he said that, and what she did is she went and trained at KMC Manipal, the obstetrics department in the labor room for, was it 2 or 3 months, ma'am?
2 months in KMC Manipal and 1 month in a district hospital in Trivandrum.
Yes, so he spent 3 months retraining at very busy hospital labor rooms, so that she would be well prepared to serve the people when she goes for her MSF tour. Thankam ma'am, you said that you went on 2 MSF trips, wasn't it? So Yemen and Afghanistan.
Yes.
And you said something to me that was, I think, very profound. I think all women in this group need to listen to this. So can you share your experience and what you came out feeling from that experience?
Yeah. The experience was absolutely grounding, and it was really an eye-opener. None of us here who are on this forum have any right to complain about anything. Anything. We are all fortunate. We are all so blessed to be born in this country.
After her second, I think after the first MSF tour, when you came back in 2023, the committee had again rejected your application for altruistic donation, stating this time that they could not establish a relationship between you and the donor.
No,
Right?
actually, my first mission, I was inducted into the International Mobile Pool in January of 2023. The committee rejection happened in March of 2023. And my first mission in Yemen was in September of 2023. After the
September.
rejection,
After the
in
rejection
fact,
is
I
when.
told in the committee that they told you, we won't be able to give you permission because you're not related to the recipient.
But
So
the
what
whole
I
definition, sorry,
pardon?
the whole definition of altruistic donation is to donate to a stranger, right?
Exactly. That was
So,
why I was feeling very exasperated and totally like as if my whole mission statement was misread. That is not my idea. You tell me that there is no place for altruistic donation under the current system of law. I can understand that statement. You cannot give me a statement, permission is denied because you two are not related.
so how did you keep your cool, ma'am, when these kind of things happen? How did you keep your cool?
No, I was rather down at that time, and that time, I thought whether I have reached a dead end. I had a little doubt in my head too, because at that time I had already completed 6 to 7 years of my journey, and they've given it in black and white that it's not possible. So I was really, I thought maybe it is a dead end. But then, then the MSF thing helped me to keep going. Then I went to Yemen and came back with renewed vigor. And I came back and pounded on Dr. Balal's door again. Sir, I'm back.
And you said, oh no, she's back.
She's back. She's back. The crazy lady's back. So it was during that time that I found out that recipient had passed.
Yes.
And then I said, no, I don't want to give up, sir. I want to, take it up. Please tell me how else I can proceed and what is the next step. And he said, whatever possible under our, within our power we have done. The next will be to take legal recourse.
So when Thankam ma'am says that the recipient had passed away, actually the 2023 submission that she had done was for a recipient who was 24 years old, who was an orphan and was waiting on the transplant list for a kidney. And because they rejected on the basis that there was no relationship between the donor and the recipient, he unfortunately did not get the kidney and he passed away. And that, I think, again affected Madam a lot. And then she said, okay, now I need to really do something. So let's fast forward to 2025, Thangaman. So can you tell everyone what happened in 2025?
Yeah, 2025, Dr. Balal said, okay, we are the Indian legal system, how protracted it can be. Are you ready? Are you up for it? Then I said, yes, I'm up for it. I want to go ahead and do it. I want to approach the court. And he immediately then and there introduced me to Dr. Joga Rao. He was my advocate and a very strong supporter. And I met him. He said, bring me all your documents, whatever has happened till now. I met him, submitted my documents. He said, okay, doctor, I'm not going to promise you because this is the first time it's happening in Karnataka. But let me study the documents. You go and come. When you come back, I will have an answer for you. And that was when I left for my second mission. I went to Afghanistan at that time, March to May. So when I came back in June, sir had studied it and he said, yes, doctor, I think we have a fighting chance. If you say yes, I will file it in the court. And I said yes. And that happened. He filed the petition in June of 2025, last year. And a few hearings would have happened, I'm guessing. Sir only represented me, Dr. Jogarao. And in December, we got the court order, which directed the authorization committee to permit me to donate one of my kidneys to a recipient from the cadaver transplant waiting list.
So, but and you mentioned that it was a time-bound permission, right? It had to be, you had to donate the kidney within a certain time frame.
Yes. First, they wanted in one of the, I think the penultimate sitting, they had verbally told it is a green, it's a go, and they needed 5 people who are on the transplant waiting list, top 5 people who are on the transplant waiting list who will match with me, and they needed that list to be submitted to court. And once that list got submitted and the order came into effect, they wanted the donation to happen within 4 to 5 weeks.
4 to 5 weeks. So after a decade of this battle that you had, finally, when the verdict came that you can now donate the kidney, what was your first response? What was your first reaction?
It was really joy. It was real joy, and I was so thrilled. And then once the order came and the court order was confirmed, I first communicated to my family. But I can see from their point of view, because I had not informed them that I was moving court, because I was not sure first whether it will happen, because Dr. Jogarao himself said, I cannot promise, you give me and go, I will let you know in June. So I said, if it is going to be a no, why to rake up the whole thing and bring out all the unpleasantness again? So let us see. So then when the court gave a green signal, again I had to be at loggerheads with my family, and finally my brother was the first one to come around.
I think he's been your hero all along, right? Yes. Yes. So I'd like to now throw this discussion open to everyone. I can see a lot of questions on the group. Some of them are really funny. So I think, Vidya ma'am, what do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone has any questions or comments, please either turn on your camera or raise your hand, or electronic hand. Otherwise, you can just go through. If there are any real questions, we can take. Okay, Akila has a question. Is the language a barrier when you work in MSF?
Not really, ma'am. Actually, when I went to Yemen, the thing is, I started learning Arabic through Duolingo. Once they had matched me to Yemen, before I went there, I had a basic idea, at least basic questions, how to communicate. And I already had a small background in Arabic because my parents had worked in Iraq before, and I was there as a school kid. So a few words I knew, I built up on that, and I learned through Duolingo a little bit. And then you will always have a translator with you. The thing is, the quicker you pick up, the more easily you can communicate. So language should not be a barrier to a large extent. But there are certain countries in Africa where MSF has a very huge presence. There they want francophone doctors only. So I was again in between Yemen and Afghanistan. I was shortlisted for a temporary thing for during Christmas for Haiti, and all my paperwork was done and I was almost ready to go. Then I got a word that they need only French speaking gynecologists. So there are certain countries which are particular. So now I'm in the process of learning French.
You amaze me, Tanga ma'am. So how many languages do you speak now? Arabic?
Arabic little,
French?
only the communication thing.
I mean, yeah, to basic communication with the people
Yeah,
you're giving care for.
yeah.
Colonel Hariharan, you have your camera on. Did you want to say something?
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm sure everybody would want to. And to say that I'm humbled is a gross understatement, Dr. Thankam. Thank you for taking us through your journey.
Thank you, sir.
Many years back, I signed up a form for organ donation, and I thought I'd done something fantastic. But I now realize, oh, what an ordinary thing. Just a piece of paper in the hope that after I die, you take what you want from me. I don't care anyway because I'm not going to use it. That's nowhere near even the A of altruism. So I'm really, really humbled to hear your story. But here is the question for you.
Yes.
Having heard about what all you did throughout your life and wonderfully given by Dr. Gayatri, I know that this is not the end of the Thangam Subramani story. So I want to ask you, are we going to be the first person in our country to change this silly law that you don't have to go to a police station to do something good? People don't ask for a police certificate when you say, I want to donate money to an orphanage.
Yeah.
But you want to donate a kidney to somebody and make somebody live, you need to take police certification. That's ridiculous. And
Yes.
going through all sorts of things and go to the court. The court says, 5 people, please. And then within 4 weeks, you're going to get rid of your kidney or else. So I'm sure you're going to fight. Is that definitely on your cards? And I hope it is. And I'm also sure that that's not going to be the only thing you're going to do. You're going to do something else. Please tell us all about it.
Yes. In fact, I told my doctor, anyway, you're going to have me open. Please take a little bit of my liver also. That one liver can regenerate. I know that for sure. Liver can regenerate. So why don't you take that and then you can help this thing. Then Dr. Rohan got really angry with me. Madam, please. This is the limit. Then he explained to me, liver donation is significantly more risky. It has to be a separate surgery. There has to be separate, procedures for it. And it is much more, it's a much more vascular organ. And the implications are totally different. And the number of years we have been doing kidney transplant is many years. Liver transplant is a relatively new field, player on the field. So please don't do all this. You can do that after death. That's what Dr. Rohan told me. Then, if you
Hello?
Hello?
Can I add up something which I don't know?
We could
I'm
just
Dr.
wait,
Parimala from
Dr.
Fortis.
Parmala, you can just wait till Dr. Thangam answers the questions of Dr.
I really speechless to listen to Dr. Thankam so directly all these experiences, what we have heard and shared in the group of our gynec, OBGYN and all. But it is really overwhelming to hear. But on the fun side or this one, there was something, henceforth the doctors will be made to donate kidney. See, Thankam, how she has done. You should donate. This is one rule for you to so and so some kind of perks or something to be given. You should be doing this. That should not come. There was some like fondly it was discussed with lot of pride in you. Really, we are very proud of you, Thankam. And see, one thing like it requires a lot of courage and also your family support. And I hope financial independence also should be there. If when it is still for some doctors who are in peripheral place, it's still a hand to mouth problem with growing competition and so much of things going on in our field. Suddenly, even though if they have also, sometimes they have to stay back thinking that, oh, what will happen if at all I do this noble, this one. But you are an example and we bless you. Of course, I am at least very elder to you. I bless
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
so
Thank
much, you
you.
and your family. And yeah, be happy and be healthy and don't donate anything more, please. Enough. Yeah. Thank you.
So, on that note, I wanted to tell ma'am, you may have heard of Mohan Foundation, which is the
Yes.
multi-organ harvest aid network. It is based in Chennai, basically. So they actually deal more with cadaver donations.
Yes.
And they are taking this up as like a project with the government that any donor should be monetarily supported by the government. It's
Yes.
not by the recipient. It is not a transaction. They should be, at least for the period of leave that they are not able to work,
Yes.
they should be supported by they have taken this
Yes.
up as a
Because this is
cause.
a very important point, even though they have the mind, very difficult to give to their own relatives also. Sometimes they'll be hesitant, thinking always, imagining my health may go down after this. Or
Correct.
who will see my family like that? That
Yes.
is one thing.
So
I don't
my
know.
research on this subject has shown that in Kerala they have a law that the government will support the donor for the period, and then a few months later also all medications are supported by the government, are provided by the government. Then one of my classmates is a physician in South Africa, and I was talking to him, and he said any donation, the entire cost for the donor and the recipient is taken care by the government, including the lifelong immunosuppressive medicine that the recipient receives.
Okay.
So we have that as the gold standard. We have to
But
work.
I would suggest it will be too much. I think the education of the children also should be supported. In case something goes wrong. We don't know, like
Yes,
surgeries are surgeries,
correct.
isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know. I feel that point you should be adding up now. You have that power,
Yes.
at least to some extent. Yeah. What is the age limit?
There is,
Don't
though they
think
tell
that
it is
I have some
around,
idea,
yeah,
but
it's
still.
around 65 to 70, they say. But then
Uh-huh.
the more important thing is your biological age, how fit you are, how
Okay.
free of comorbidities are you. There is no point in, putting the donor's life at risk by
Yes.
removing a kidney and then supporting another life. So the donor's life
Okay.
has to be safe.
Okay. 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 Fine. Fine. Thank you so much, Tankam. Hope to see you
Well,
sometime personally. Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
It was a
Parimala, and
good panel. Mm. Thank
thank
you.
you, Dr. Parimala. And actually, today's session wouldn't have happened without Colonel Harikrishnan's help. He's the one who got me to get Dr. Raman for Marvelous Medicine. And then Dr. Raman was the one who said that you have to get Tangam. And if you're okay with it, I'll talk. I said, absolutely sure. So, everything, when something has to happen, things just fall in place. Colonel Harikrishnan, was there something that you wanted Dr. Tangam to say which did not get completed?
No, I was just going to ask her, prod her into saying what else she's going to do. But thank you for telling the audience that I also contributed a little bit altruistically. So I'm absolutely thrilled today. But no, I think Dr. Sangam, you are a great source of inspiration for all of us. And God bless you. And may you have success in whatever else you do. God bless.
thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr.
Hi, Tankam.
Dr. Amalar
Hello.
Palakan, if you're if you're in the meeting, we'd like to hear from you, sir. So if you're there, please turn on your camera. Meanwhile, Vasumati was another person who immediately responded. The minute I put the poster, she within 30 seconds I got a reply from her. So Vasumati, your hand is up. You wanted to say something?
First, I'll just echo what others said. You're just amazing. But my question, for which I'm almost sure you're going to say no, but I can't help being curious. Did you ever have even a twinge of a minute of fear in the whole process? Did you have a bit of a fear or doubt at any point?
Honestly, no, man. Honestly, no.
I expected that, but I couldn't resist asking. Thank
Yeah.
you and God bless. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have Dr. Ramachandran from the United States, also a transplant surgeon. So, Chandru, did you want to say something? Your camera has been on for a while.
Yeah, I want to say a lot of things. And one of the first is that I want to thank Gayatri for presenting it so well. I think if you did not know, you're a good journalist as well, or a
Thank you
TV
so much.
personality.
Thank you.
So also for Dr. Tangam, I think people say your heart is made of gold, but I think your heart and your brain is made of gold.
Oh, thank you.
So we had I think that maybe one person like you in every country. When I was working in St. Louis, we had a lady who was from Kansas City, which is about 250 miles or so from where we were, and she came with the same idea as you. Said, I want to donate my liver and my kidney, and you find somebody for me. So we asked her, there are centers in Kansas City. Why are you so far, coming so far away? She said, I looked up your UNOS outcomes, and they are better than in Kansas City. So I'm coming to you. So we did, take her liver for a baby with biliary atresia, with this thing that, you would be able to regenerate it. And whereas with the kidney, you lose some gloms forever, of course. But I believe that later on she did go ahead and donate her kidney as well. But I'm surprised that there is so much resistance from from the this things to this. This should be a fairly straightforward transaction when you say that you are, and you've gone through the evaluation to make sure that you're not being forced and it's not a mental disorder. So I hope that changes in the future, and I'm glad that you're doing well, and this is so wonderful to hear.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks,
doctor.
Chandru.
I
Dr.
I know
Jyotsna?
I know that in the United States we have a system where if you want to donate to your relative, for example, and then they don't match, then you can say that the kidney can go to a different person,
Yeah,
and
we do
that
that.
person's yeah, and that person's so it's called the daisy chain.
Yeah.
So one of the daisy chains was 17 people long and was started by an altruistic person who was donating, and that person's relative then donated to another, and then it went on for 17 such. So a huge this thing coordinating so many different these things, and all have to happen pretty much on the same day for
Yes.
whatever the reasons the universe. So I'm so glad. And are you still able to keep up with your running? I'm sure it's too soon to say.
It's too soon to say, but that was one of my first queries that I had for my nephrologist. I don't want to give up my running. Will I be able to get back to it? And he said, yes, you'll have to start slow, but definitely you can. And about the domino transplant, that was another of the hurdles that I had gone through. So, like I said, when I started on this journey, we didn't realize that it's going to be such an uphill task. So, in the first few years, we did contemplate a domino transplant. They shortlisted 19 people. I was supposed to be the trigger or the altruistic donor for the first, and then that person's relative will donate to the second. That second person's relative will donate to the third. That we had shortlisted, and then when they realized that the paperwork is just unimaginable, paperwork, the
Right.
legal work, and then doctor said, I think better we should not get too ambitious. You donate, we will work for that first, because initially the domino transplant was what they had also planned for in my case.
I'm so glad that you are able to jump through so many hurdles. It's almost like another athletic performance.
So we are doing
Thank.
swaps fairly regularly now, Chandru, but domino is not that common. Yes, because all, like you said, all the surgeries have to happen within the 24 hours. So that does put a strain, because most of the centers are not that huge transplant centers where there are 2-3 transplant teams who are ready to go and all that. So yeah, Dr. Jyotsna, you had your hand up and your camera up.
Yeah. Hi, Thankam. Having known you for so long, and you have done such a wonderful job. I just
Thank you,
wanted to
Jyot.
congratulate you. There are no words. I think I will visit you very shortly.
Sure, welcome anytime.
Yeah. Congratulations. So
Thank
proud of
thank
you.
you.
All
So
right.
when I finished my MD and I took up my first job was in
We were
Bangalore.
colleagues. Yeah. The
Bangalore
first job she
Baptist
took up in
Hospital. She
Bangalore.
was my
Yeah.
senior colleague there.
All
Thank
right.
you, Jyot.
All the very best.
Dr.
Uh,
Thankam, are you on particular diet now for some time?
No,
Nothing.
ma'am. No, ma'am, nothing. No, normal.
Okay, great.
we have Dr. Meher Prasad also on the call. So you have your camera on. Would you like to say something? Please unmute yourself, Dr. Meher Prasad. Dr. Meher, you're muted. You need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the first part of your talk, but it looks like you've done a great job, and I should congratulate. I would like to congratulate you, and
Thank you, sir.
nice meeting you. I hope you'll be inspiration, continue to be an inspiration for all of us and a lot of people to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, madam.
We have a nephrologist on the call as well. Venkatesh, are you ready to go? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I have no words to say something about Dr. Thankam. It's a highest form of madam.
Venkatesh, probably you
There
need
are
to
so,
turn off the you need to turn off your video, I
I
think.
as a nephrologist, I as a nephrologist, I deal with this problem day in and day out, and I see young people dying because of want of organs. And the altruistic donation is the highest form of empathy known. To donate to someone who's a total stranger, to subject yourself to radical surgery, although it is relatively safe by modern medicine, it's not a very easy task. And the task is much more difficult because of the fear of altruistic donation paving the way for commercial transactions. And that is the reason we see a lot of resistance in our country for nephrologists to actually accept a patient for altruistic donation. That is the one problem that we are encountering. Recently, I had two friends, both women. One was from Dubai, the other one was from India. Both were school friends. And one of them wanted to donate the moment she came to know that her friend is suffering from kidney failure. And she has to go through the same process. But unfortunately, she couldn't travel all the way from Dubai back and forth from India to Dubai. And trying to get legal help and trying to go through the process was not very easy at all. It is still kind of put on hold now for a different reason, for personal reason on side of the donor. And I think if Amlar Pavanathan sir is there, we should kind of focus on altruistic donation much more radically, and we have to encourage people to come forward. And incidentally, in Kerala, there was a petition which was filed saying that altruistic donation must be encouraged. And there
Yes.
was a case in the court. And I must also mention, I was following the story of Dr. Thankam in the newspaper, in the digital version. I didn't realize now I had this opportunity to meet you, madam, and I'm so moved by your gesture. And I think what I read in the paper and now what I'm hearing from you is really very heartwarming. And as a nephrologist, it's really kind of moves me a lot. And the point which I was trying to make is altruistic donation in this country is viewed with suspicion, and that is the resistance which we see very often in terms of jumping the different authorization committees and getting and going through this process is not very easy. And the other thing which I wanted to tell you is in India, there have been only 3 or 4 cases of altruistic donation so far. And 3 of them are clergymen from Kerala who donated. And from Tamil Nadu, we call this as the Hitendran effect. The first cadaver donation happened in Tamil Nadu. It was kicked off by a doctor couple who donated the organs of their kid who passed away in a road traffic accident. And that kind of kicked off the cadaver program to take root in Tamil Nadu. And thanks to people like Professor Amlor Pavanathan sir, who did a tremendous job of establishing the transplant in Tamil Nadu and moving forward. And today, Tamil Nadu is one of the states which has got the highest amount of deceased donor transplantation program in the country. So year after year, the things are going on. So it's important that we spread the news. And Dr. Thangam, as the name suggests, you are Thangam. There is no doubt about that. Thank you so much for arranging this meeting, Dr. Vidya ma'am, because when I didn't realize that what I read in the paper, now actually I'm seeing the person in flesh and blood. That's kind of I've been very fortunate to attend this program. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Dr.
Thank
Thankam,
you.
for your inspiration.
So
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Puniter, another friend had, as soon as I sent the poster, he told about the V-Guard Industries owner, Mr. I don't know how to pronounce his name,
Mr. Ausi
Joseph Chittilapalli.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he has successfully donated altruistically some time back, and the Journal of Medical Evidence people they had interviewed him. So there was a small chance that he joined us, but I don't think he did. Somebody called Zoom user, you have your hand up. Did you want to say something? Zoom user.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Narayan Murthy. And if my video is there,
No, sir, we can't see you.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm Dr. Narayan Murthy. I'm a plastic surgeon from Chennai. Really, I'm very grateful to see this program and to see Dr. Thangam and what she has gone through. What I want to share is something which I never thought about. The thing is, my wife was on a dialysis, and then she wanted a kidney, but I couldn't give because of the ABO incompatibility. What I've learned basically is how it never occurred to me that I could give it to somebody else, though I was rejected for my wife, and that something is really kicked me here. I mean, something which I never actually thought about. So I had actually was prepared to give it to my wife. Once you said no, it never ever occurred to me that I could give it to somebody else. So that's something which I think you have raised a point. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir.
Gayatri, if you have any follow-up questions, you can go ahead. And we have Dr. Shiva Pillai from South Africa. Shiva, is it true that in South Africa all the transplants are completely covered by the government, including immunosuppression?
Yes. What happened was that we had a very bad experience where people were actually selling their organs, and it became a commercial transaction. And one of the biggest hospital groups here in Netcare, and some leading surgeons and others, they were involved in this whole process. And of course, it was a willing buyer, willing seller, and it was a transactional thing. But we found that most of the people that were donating were not donating out of goodwill of their heart, but really they were donating because they needed the finances. And then we felt that that was actually exploitation in another way, coming out of apartheid, black exploitation. We felt this was economic exploitation. And at that point in time, a whole process was put in. The process since then has been that if anybody wants to donate, they can donate, and there is a recipient list. Everything is paid for. And it's just fortuitous that the person who was speaking before, we have this situation where people cannot donate to their spouses or their family, but they are allowed to donate, and then their family is given priority when others donate. So we have a system, since it has evolved from then, where people now who need donations of this, they start donating more because they get prioritized on the list. And this is how this program is working. You'll have to travel to Cape Town to do it. Now the second center is now started in Pretoria. We are starting the center now, the third center now. We don't do just kidneys, we do organ transplants in centers. So you have organ transplant centers. The one that is going on quite good is the eye organ transplant for the cataracts and others. It's going quite fast. So we're building one in Amtata right now. And then that's the. We have another organization here called Gift of the Givers. They are like Medicine Sans Frontier. They are an organization that is going right around the world. And they were given the task because they didn't want corruption in the process. So they were given the task of setting this whole thing up and all. And Gift of the Givers is like Medicine Sans Frontier. They go right around the world doing altruistic work and things like that. Surprise, surprise, we have a sister organization with Medicine Sans Frontier. I went and did 3 stints with Medicine Sans Frontier. And I was surprised that you had to go through so many hoops because maybe for us it's easier. So in South Africa, you can join for a stint and you can go and do 6 months or 3 months, or they go certain camps. I went to the camp in Afghanistan where we did Eurogynae. There they have women, because they don't want to do cesarean sections, they get tears and then they are treated like pariahs. They have colonies, like a leper colony where these
Yeah.
people stay with
Fistulas,
basically
obstetric
vaginal
fistulas.
tears and rectovaginal tears. And so we go with the Eurogynae group and we try to see how we can help in some ways. I went 2 stints like that and we came back, and it was quite nice. So that is quite organized in that way, and the families are supported. Going further, we don't give support for children, but the children get preference in admission to into professional colleges and things, and we have what is called a national education fund called NASFAS, and then their children automatically qualify for NASFAS. If you're an organ donor, your child automatically qualifies for NASFAS for education purposes. So that is something that is done. But having said that, Dr. Thangam, I must say, we bow down to you. We really, you are an inspiration. You know, Vidya, I don't know how you get this Friday, the last Friday meetings. I try not to miss. Sometimes I even cancel my theater list because you get inspirational speakers coming at those last Friday meetings, and they make our work worthwhile, because then you really realize why you became a doctor. Because let us say I became a doctor because of forced circumstances. I was in exile. I was sent to India to become a doctor. But you get purpose when you hear this, and you feel you can do more. Thank you very much, Dr. Tangam. You're inspiration to all of us. And what
Thank
you
you.
do is goes beyond a call of duty. I must say, we take our hats off to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thanks, Shiva. So we have people from across the globe, except probably Australia, because they are already in bed. So otherwise, a lot of people, join our meetings. And thank you, everyone, for your kind words. Meanwhile, Gayatri, any follow-up questions that you couldn't complete before?
Yeah, no, Vidya ma'am, I just want to ask Nataraj sir, do you have any question for Thangam ma'am?
Yeah, I had a couple of comments and I have a question as well. I really think that, what this has brought about, at least in our family, is that a tremendous amount of research just to try and understand the landscape here. And it was a real eye-opener for us to understand, at least for me, to understand that every year there are over 200 to 250,000 people with end-stage, renal failure in India, and that number keeps growing every year, but only about 13 to 15,000, transplants happen. And then the rest of it, the dialysis infrastructure is still, while it has grown by a lot, it's not enough to, keep pace with the demand. So this is really should be about much more about than one person giving, as opposed to how can we make this a really big movement. You're all the leading lights, in the medical field. I'm so grateful to Dr. Vidya Mohan and Dr. Gayatri for setting this up and starting this conversation. I think this is fantastic awareness creation. I hope we are able to do a lot more of this and turn this into a movement. Eventually movements, they start by turning the courage of one person or two and making them into systems. And I think that's the vision. The vision should be, if everybody, more people start talking about it, create more awareness around it, paired donation. This is low risk surgery. The life of a donor is not impacted by that much. And, we've all learned in biology in school that one human can live on one kidney, but to put that into actual practice is a totally different thing. So I'm incredibly admiring of my sister for doing this. So thank you everyone for this. One question for my sister would be, and the context for this is she's a doer in the family. She's an extremely poor communicator, according to me. That's my personal view. I have a right to say that because I'm her brother. So my question to you, for people who are listening in and trying to learn from this experience, if you had to do this all over again, what would you do differently in terms of communicating with your family and your loved ones, that they accept this far faster, and the council accept this far faster, and the system and the infrastructure accepts this much faster? What would you do differently? One or two things.
So I think with regards to my family, I would, start communicating with them better and much earlier than I did what I have done now. Which will, they would have seen my side of things much earlier and much better, and I would have had more support. That's what I would have done differently with regards to my family. But with the system, I think one person did reach out to me that they wanted to consider altruistic donation since my surgery, and she wanted to know how will I have also to go through this entire process again. I said, since there is no blanket rule which approves of altruistic donation, yes, the process will be there, but it will be easier because there is precedence. They will have this case to cite, Dr. Thankam versus the Hospital-Based Authorization Committee, the judgment by Justice Suraj in December 2025 stated such and such a thing. So it should be easier, but the process is essentially the same, will remain essentially the same, probably a little bit more shortened.
So Gayatri, you want to show the
Yes,
picture
yeah.
that
So if
they
there's
sent?
nobody else to ask a question, I just want to share this slide with everyone here in the audience, if I may.
Radhakrishna, would you like to come in now or you want to come later?
Yeah, after the movie is over.
Okay. You can share your screen now, Gayatri.
Yes, ma'am. So this was when Tanga ma'am was leaving the hospital after her discharge. This is what her colleagues and people in the hospital did because that's the only thing that we could think of doing for her. So, as you've all seen, she's a huge inspiration. She comes into the lunchroom and the whole place brightens up with her kind of energy. And I'd like to thank Tanga ma'am for giving us her time and inspiring us through her journey.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for. I mean, it might have been a tad easier for you because you already knew her, but thank you so much for all the homework that you did. Everyone, a lot of messages where they've said that they couldn't have thought of anyone better to do the interview than you. Over to you,
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Vidya, for giving me this opportunity, and Dr. Gayatri. Thank you so much, and Dr. Radhakrishna also.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
He'd like to ask you a few things, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Nah, see, I mean, deepest respects, ma'am, to start with. I'm totally moved, and I have no words actually. And Gayatri has done a wonderful job of interviewing. I envy that.
Thank you so much.
In a country where kidneys are sold and people are forced to sell kidneys, somebody getting this idea, as many have wondered, is a very strange thing. How is that none of us ever thought a thing of I mean, this thing never crossed our minds that we can also donate something. Are you angry with someone? Are you angry with something that made you do anything of this nature?
No, sir. No, sir.
I think that's what her husband asked.
See, I would like to know about your spiritual background. Has some guru or some sage or some book or some person sort of motivated you, other than a meeting of the organ donation group? How,
Unfortunately, I cannot boast of such. I am a spiritual person, but I don't have any guru or anything like that.
or a parent
But
or an uncle or somebody, because I mean, to get a feeling like that from a very young age, in a country, see, you have so many unique features. One, you're a woman, you're a doctor, you're a gynecologist, and actually stepwise the chances of anybody getting this idea becomes less and lesser, because you see all sorts of surgical issues,
yes, sir.
and cutting, stitching, blood, this, that, and the other. I mean, I'm really, really surprised that a doctor, gynae, a lady is thought of this. Now, has somebody talked to you about the right book rights, writing a book on you, or and some movie maker has contacted you, for a movie, right? That will happen soon.
No, sir. My friend Radhika, she has told you have to pen down this experience of yours, and you should think of writing a book. And then she said she will. She has someone in her mind who might help me do that, but nothing regarding a movie. No, sir.
Yeah. No, I am, and that will happen soon, and I'm sure, because that will throw a lot of light on this phenomenon. It'll have much wider audience, and if you yourself, be there and do a thing, it'd be wonderful. Maybe Gayatri can help in, getting material together and get a book going. I think that should happen. You should get.
I have half a notebook on her.
You should get keep all the
Please share.
documents,
Oh
all
my!
everything. You shouldn't lose them, because this is, I mean, once in a millennium thing. These things happen. I'm really, really touched by your gesture, ma'am. And as somebody said, it's wonderful interacting with you. And thank you so much for being on this platform. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, actually, Tangam
Thank you.
ma'am's brother has opened a website. Sir, would you want to share the link to that website on this group? Possible?
Could you
Nataraj
just
sir?
type, Raj, can you just type the
Sure,
website
I
on the
can do
chat
that.
box? Yeah.
Yes.
So, since the day of my surgery, my brother has been working literally night and day on this website to increase awareness about organ donation. The name of the website is onedonormanylives.com.
Great.
I'll allow Nataraj to speak about it.
Yeah, so I've pasted the URL right here. This is currently intended to just capture the current journey of one donor. That's my sister here. But hopefully more people will become more aware of it, not just from an emotional and a story standpoint, but also from the need and statistics and safety and so on. There's a section there called Pledge, where the first step is, can we create awareness where somebody not pledging their kidney, but can they pledge posthumous organ donation? And the more they say about these things in public, the more other people will get influenced by it. The other thing that I can request is, as medical professionals who have so much more experience, just on this call, I learned so much more than I did before. There's a section there for called blog, where you talk about what is kidney donation, or what is organ donation. There are so many things. If you can write it, I would be very happy to publish it on the site so more people can get awareness about your personal experiences, either as a surgeon or as a donor or as a recipient. I think all these stories are very powerful to change mindsets and create awareness.
Sure, sir.
So at the like I was telling someone day before yesterday, this action of mine is not about one person donating a kidney. It is to create awareness about organ donation. If this is able to, get past the social stigma of discussing organ donation. This should become a topic of discussion in every family. After my death, I would like my organs to be donated. One donor can save 8 to 10 lives. It should not be, viewed with suspicion, fear, superstition, and it should become a common topic. So the moment from one story it becomes a topic of discussion, then I think a movement we may have started.
Probably a short, the Aerodigestive Center, Dr. Raman had shared a short video which was made. So even if it's not the full-length movie, some short thing which includes the details that Mr. Raj is saying, along with your donation also, if it can be done, even that would be wonderful. Because nowadays people's attention span is very short. So we are forced to pack things in, a small, in a very short time. So thank you so much, Dr. Thangam, once again for agreeing at such short notice, though you're probably still recovering from your surgery. And thank you, Gayatri, for being such a sport. I don't think I gave her less than a week's notice, and you can see what she's done in that time. And so if Gayatri, you could even put the YouTube link for the Luminary Lounge on the chat box, because I'm sure this audience would also like to see. So Gayatri and two of her.
Sorry, I'll send it to you. I don't have it on my computer because recently my desktop fell down and the screen broke, so everything's gone. So
Dr. Murli, Gayatri, and who's your third partner in crime?
Dr. Aruna Murlidhar. Murli sir's wife.
Aruna. The three of them actually interview
Vidya, computers don't fall, in my opinion.
They are made to fall.
Yeah.
So they interview people from different walks of life. So they started off initially with doctors. So it's really nice. It's one of my favorite things I listen to during my morning walks. And thank you once again, Dr. Raman and Colonel Harikrishnan for making this possible. Thank you, Mr. Raj, for being there from beginning to end. And we can see that now you have taken a different role from just being the brother of the donor to you want to push this movement. You want to make it much more than just one donor by one kidney donated by one person. Thank you so much. And I'm sure since the website is so easy to remember, I will also share it among our broadcast list. So definitely, at least we all should be able to contribute at least a little bit to keep the conversation going, so that it's in the public space all the time. Thank you, everyone, for being such an interactive audience, and truly humble to meet you, Dr. Thangam. Good night.
Thank you.
I've just posted the link. If you can put it on the group. Sorry, I just got it now. I put it on your WhatsApp. I've sent it to you.
Okay. No, you can actually type it on your chat box, but
does that help?
But actually, you know what? You just go to YouTube and put Luminary Lounge. There isn't anything else. You can put Luminary Lounge on the search, and you will get the channel. It's really very, very interesting, thought-provoking conversations. Meet again next week with another episode of Marvelous Medicine. Till then, take care and stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.